Good morning. My name is Juliet, and it's an honor to welcome you to 2023. A new year, a new beginning. So together, let's create abundance, healing, all the positive, amazing things that we want in our lives. And let's let go of the anger, the fear, the frustration that has been in our past. Let's call it our past at this point. So today we start brand new, a whole brand new year. So let's start with the opening affirmation. Today, all things are made new. I choose to release old beliefs that have limited my experience of good. I know myself as unlimited possibility, ready to express life with greater joy, greater love, and greater creativity. I accept that all good is available to me, and so it is. Let's put that one in the very core of our being. So now let's see what the band has in store for us.
Okay, we're going to start with God and Me Can Do Anything, and it's on page 18 in your books. So if you want to stand, because you'll be sitting later, so. 18.
Today I choose abundance and universal good. Everything unfolds for me exactly as it should. God in me can do anything, myself I know not how. God in me can do anything, and I accept it now. Today I choose forgiveness and let my judgment go. The Christ in me loves everything and everyone I know. God in me can do anything, myself I know not how. God in me can do anything, and I accept it now. Today I choose fulfillment for all the world to see. And as I heal my feelings, life is healing me. God in me can do anything, myself I know not how. God in me can do anything, and I accept it now.
That was by Nancy Abercrombie. And the next one we're going to do is by her as well, I See Divinity in You, and it's on page 41. That other one was inspired by Louise Hay. You can kind of tell, eh? Okay.
I see divinity in you. I see the Christ coming through in all of your passion for life and for love, in all of the glory that you are made of, now and forever on earth and above. I see divinity in you. I see the wonder you are.
you. And our children's word for today. Did you want to come up? No? Okay. Our word is a big one today. Determination. What do you think? What do you think determination means?
Doing whatever you set your mind to.
Perfect. Determination is focusing your energy and efforts on a particular task and then sticking with it until it is done. Using your willpower to do something, even when it is not easy. So she's right on. The affirmation for today is, I set goals and keep going until I achieve them. Set goals and keep going until I achieve them. Thank you. Careful. Announcements for today. January 8th, Burning Bowl ceremony with Reverend Judy. January 11, bingo. Those who can help, please. Joanne has a list on the table, and we have Russell that's going to help. We have one. And January 17, we have a new class starting, and it is called Meditation is More Than You Think. So you're teaching that one, right? Okay, that's Reverend Joanne's doing that one. January 17th, Tuesday. Okay, so it will stay on a Tuesday though, right? Okay, perfect. January 27, mark that on your calendar. It's a potluck lunch right here after the service. 22nd. Nope, 22nd. Okay, Joanne, you can be quiet for a few minutes, please. Now I'd like to ask Lena to come and read the Science of Mind, our article for this week, for today.
Hello? Okay. Creation is continuous. We exist in a continuum of creative process. Raymond Charles Barker said that in his book, The Power of Decision. In actual practice, we must claim our divine company, that the business of life is good, active, happy, and whole. And Ernest Holmes, quote, from Your Spiritual Power. Today is new. Another year begins. Opportunities stand in front of us, waiting to be seen. Creation waits to be acknowledged and used. How are we going to use this opportunity? Of course, this is not the only time to make new creations or different decisions, for we can do that at any moment of our life. But why not make this the moment for change? It is time for choice. Ask yourself, am I experiencing optimum health? Make a declaration to eat healthy and get plenty of sleep and exercise. Imagine all of your organs functioning perfectly, blood circulating unimpeded, and all areas of your body and its functions working together in harmony. Ask yourself, is there enough love expressing in my life? Are friends and relatives feeling my acceptance, kindness, and love toward them? Is the reverse true for you? Do you feel others' acceptance, kindness, and love? Let's learn to express our love more outwardly, not only with words, but also with actions. And when we experience love from within, we will be prosperous, healthy in mind and body, and have our perfect employment or activities and friends. We will revel in an abundance of wonder all around us, and we will enjoy the beauty that surrounds us. A child's giggle, a bird's song, and even airplanes flying overhead. We will be content and at peace. Through the spirit of the, this is the affirmation. Through the spirit of the divine presence, there is a continuous creative flow of good in my life.
Thank you, Lena. You sure can.
this didn't get on the sheet because I just made the final decision half an hour ago. I'll be teaching a class on Thursday afternoons, starting Thursday, January 12 at 1:30, and it will be on the book, This Thing Called You. You are a good thing to start with in January. So thank you. If you're interested, talk to me after the service. Thank you.
All right. Reverend Judy likes to do spontaneous decisions. Thank you, Reverend Judy. Now it is my pleasure to invite the newest of all the ministers in our church here. And I was going to say she was a brat as we were taking all the classes. So Reverend Joanne Boruck is going to talk on God. God is a concept. So Reverend Joanne.
Oh, that was feedback. Somebody's mic's on, no?
Maybe
Okay.
I'll check the other one.
It is off. Okay, we're all good?
We're good.
I'm not feeding back anymore. Good morning, beautiful. Welcome to 2023. I was so excited because we have a monthly theme, a weekly theme, a yearly theme. Our yearly theme is living out loud. Oh, I can always get on board with that. And really what our message is that Science of Mind has been changing our lives for over 100 years. And now it's time for us to live it out loud and share the good news. And my topic this week is God is a concept. And, I didn't write this, but I was thinking it today. What a great way to entice people back into divinity and into community. I don't want to call it worship because I think we should worship ourselves. But I think I'm going to use that a lot. People often ask about how we feel about God. And what a great answer. Well, God is a concept. And that's it. Like it's your concept and yours, and it's individual to each of us. So I think those two things for this year are my message. Live life out loud, and everything is just a concept of what you created. So I'd like you to just join me in an opening prayer as written in the July Science of Mind magazine, page 102. And when I read it, it was like sometimes you hear a song and you think, oh, I wish I would have wrote that. But now I know that we're only one mind, so I know that she wrote that for all of us. So if you choose, you can just close your eyes and embrace this as your truth. There's a wondrous oneness everywhere, in and through everything and everyone. This divine presence animates and permeates every living thing, and everything in this multiverse is alive with spirit. This energy expresses as love beyond measure, as potent peace, wisdom, wholeness, divine guidance, and grand abundance. I know this spirit is deep within me, and that I am one with this presence always. I affirm that each person hearing this is permeated and blessed with oneness. We are all magnificent expressions of divinity. As 2023 is ushered in, I speak my word for more peace, love, and divine guidance to enter each of our hearts, expressing outwardly. We are the bright lights to lift up hearts and minds as we shine even brighter in our remembering and knowing. I affirm divine guidance and wisdom is always with us, and we listen. We clearly hear what is ours to do in this new year, and we take action willingly and accordingly. As we each continue on healing paths, we let go of anything that hinders us and doesn't serve us. We live in grace, harmony, and goodness. As we shift our lives, I know we are helping transform this earth into a place of more light, a place of caring and compassion, a place of justice. We are truly contributing to a world that works for everyone. And each forward step we take, individually and collectively, speaks to that truth. I claim 2023 as a banner year, filled with miracles and expanding love and peace. I claim that all is well on deep levels. We are changing, growing, and evolving in perfect timing. With deep gratitude in my heart, I know every word spoken is true in the mind of God. I give thanks for all of us, every single one of us, and our beautiful contributions to the world. I give thanks for Ernest Holmes and his compilation of wisdom gathered through the ages. I absolutely know this treatment has a resounding yes from the universe, that the law of mind has already affirmed it and is acting upon it. I simply let it go and let God, and together we say, and so it is. And that was by Deborah Perdue from Grants Pass, Oregon. And now it's time for us to just take a moment in silence to send loving thoughts of wholeness to all who need it. Bring to mind those who are needing our prayers, our families, our friends. This morning, I'd like to tell you about two of our attendees who are in the path of transition right now. And if you could hold them in your consciousness. One of them is Linda Wells' partner, Roger. Not Linda Wells, Linda Smith's partner, Roger. And Trina Milkey. And my great neighbor, Bob, his son, Stacy. And at a lesser degree, I send healing to Reverend Truss, to Lou, to all the ministers who aren't here, who are growing in consciousness wherever they are. And just to lighten that load, last night I watched this comedian. His name was Joe Coy. And it was so funny. And you know what? He was a Filipino, and his comedy was great, little crude. But at the end, he said, he finished his last 5-minute monologue with an affirmation, which really, really blew me away. So he said, everybody is going through something that we have no idea what it is, and lots of us don't have the same opportunity, and that's not good or bad. But he affirmed that as this year was unfolding, he sees everybody's wholeness, not their woundedness, not their color, shape, size, gender. He just sees them as whole. And I was with a couple of people who don't come to the center, and I said to them, you know what, that's an affirmation. He just did an affirmation, speaking from his space. So I think that maybe that's all we need to do, is just acknowledge everybody is going through something. Okay, back to my talk. Oh, I brought all my books today because I wanted to show them off. So every year in January, since I've been coming here, probably about 20 years, we've done the Science of Mind book. My spiritual Bible. And we've done these 4 chapters, the first 4. The thing itself, what it does. Oh, no. Oh, Oh, that's the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. So, in keeping with that, I want you to know that we also hand out these leaflets every year. And they have this in there. The thing itself, how it works, what it does, and how to use it. And if you didn't get one last year, you can't find it, get one this year. I put a whole bunch of them up front. But I have to tell you, this year, they changed the book. And this year they're using this book called Living the Science of Mind. You can tell I've used it a lot. It's tabbed. The glue on the inside's wearing out. I believe this is the greatest book. Is this echoing in your head, Ruth? Is this echoing? Oh, okay. We'll blame the hearing aids. So this is the greatest book I believe Ernest Holmes ever wrote. And I don't know if we have any for sale, but if you don't have it, it is a great, great book. The thing itself, of course, was the first one. And the thing itself, of course, is G-O-D, our divine essence. And our theme is God as a concept. And what a concept. You know, God's not a person, place, or thing. It's just a concept. And this opened so many new thoughts to me. It opened so many doors, so many windows. Because isn't everything a concept? Just based on our perception of it? And in our teaching, we teach that. Everything appears, everything does not appear as it is. It appears as we are. So God appears to each of us in a unique and individual way. And it's my intention this morning that you look at the world in a different way tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. And look at yourself and the world through the eyes of spirit, of you being a concept. And take this good information and share it. Because when you have information, it is only information. It's only knowledge. When you share it, it becomes wisdom. So if you want to be a wise old soul, start sharing what you know. Because your information is only as good as what you share. So Spirit wants us, He wants us to use our wisdom and power for all we meet. And we had in one of the classes, I loved it, and it said in here too, Spirit wants us to live our life messy. You don't know very many spiritual people who just never had any messy past. I can attest to that. And look at these young people sitting in the front row, getting a gold star. They haven't even had a lot of messy yet. It's okay, live your life messy. And loud and proud. If you know me, you know that's never been a problem for me. So live loud and proud. And you know, living loud and proud has nothing to do with the decibel of your voice. Living loud and proud is a quiet presence. It's a divine essence. It's how you make other people feel. Wow, I know it's all about us, but boy, I really think living out loud and proud is about what we give away. About 5 years ago, when I was taking my ministry training, one of the exercises we were challenged to do, and we could earn extra credits, you know, I know they know about extra credits, and it was ask people to draw a picture of God. And you asked children, and you asked adults, and there might be some here that I asked that drew it for me. And I was amazed, because some people drew a sun, some people just drew a blob of color, some people drew an animal, some people drew a mother or a father. And what I really noticed is, it was a concept, and no two were alike. And just think of that. Wow, what would you draw? The old man in the sky is dead. Long live spirit. the source and the seat of our consciousness. So begin your year living out loud the way we're intended to do, with divine intelligence at the center of our being. Or as Gordon Hemmelgarn said to me, our practitioner intern, I was talking to him about my talk, and he said, you know, Joanne, it's not our job to see the God in everyone the way we expect them to be. Our job is just to see the God in everyone as they are, not into the God we'd like them to be. So thank you, Gord. Yes, see the concept of spirit in everyone, the concept of love. And this month we put we put our emphasis on that, a concept. It really just opens the doors wide open where there's no judgment, because a concept is something that you created in your own mind. And we are not only of spirit, but we're also in spirit. And so if we remember that, we remember our divine essence, it gives us confidence. It gives us confidence to take responsibility for our own actions. Oh, I don't like that word at all, responsibility. But responsibility breeds confidence. When you say you're going to do something and you do it, you become confident. And when you're confident, it's easy to do the things that you said you're going to do. And so when we practice that, when we remember who we are and we practice confidence, so many things breed from that. Generosity, compassion, peace. It all stems from maybe that one word, confidence. And confidence doesn't come from anything you do. It comes from knowing who you are. I was reading John Lennon. I did some research on what people thought about concept. And one of them came, John Lennon, in one of his songs before he passed, he talked about God as a concept. He says, when we free ourselves from the yoke of religious history, we become free. He said, instead of God being out there, God is something different to each and every one of us. God is a concept. I never knew he wrote that. And so he believed that people focus too much on the teacher instead of the teaching. In his song, Imagine, Lennon was trying to send the message that we should not let things get in the way of how we think life should be. Holmes called this concept it in our world. And he said we should consider God as a creative force. Wasn't he a man before his time? He was amazing. Creative force, wow. Some words just stick with me more than others. Force, that sounds so powerful to me. And I know we say there's a power for good in the universe, but maybe there's a powerful force. It seems like it's got another gear, not neutral, not even first gear, but rev it up. Because there's a force for good in the universe greater than you are. Like I said, I just found too many quotes about the concept of God. It's amazing, the opinions that are out there. And they range from Ralph Waldo Emerson, the Tao, the Upanishads, the Quran, Christian Sorensen, Sri Aurobindo, Eric Butterworth, Emil Cady, Neil Donald Walsh, Eckhart Tolle, and of course the Bible. I'm just going to share a few of them with you today, mostly Ernest Holmes. Ernest Holmes, oh, he wrote so many books. Oh, do you know how many, Reverend Judy? I should have looked it up. Probably well over 100. Yeah. And he has these essays. When he couldn't put them in a book, he called them the essays, the Ernest Holmes essays. And I think it was just a compilation of a lot of his talks. So in one of them, he said that he notes that all spiritual traditions are aware of that one concept about divine intelligence. There's a divine intelligence that exists in and through the mineral, vegetable, and animal kingdoms and humanity as a conscious realization of this oneness. He said, all religions are aware of this. Ralph Waldo Emerson called it the oversoul. In his essay, he wrote The thing that is the unifying principle which brings everything together within humanity is the soul of the whole. I like that too. The soul of the whole is divine intelligence. It's humanity. The wise silence. The universal beauty to which every part and particle is equally related. The eternal one. Again, when we know this, we have faith. All those words lead to confidence. I think confidence, power, all those are words that we have been told that are maybe an ego thing, to be confident, to be overly confident, or to be powerful. And I'm not saying that it isn't an ego word. I'm saying, what's wrong with that? So what? And if we have faith that we're one with the universal intelligence, that's how we tap into the power, creating peace in our lives. So God, G-O-D, is all there is, but it's an invisible essence. Oh, it's an invisible essence, and we're the substance of that form. He says that in Living the Science of Mind. When we see the world with this awareness, we both create and respond from this awareness. We see past experiences into the allness that is before us. And he goes on to say it's easy to see oneness when we look at nature. When we look at a twisted branch of a beautiful tree, we don't judge that. Or when we see a raging river, we're just in awe of the sound and beauty of it. And we don't judge that it may go downstream and flood somebody's farm. We just live in that moment. So remember that when you feel alone in that raging river. Just appreciate where you are. In Living the Science of Mind, oh no, that's not the one this one, I just finished, Can We Talk to God? I'm doing a class with Saskatoon CSL, and we just finished this one. And in this chapter, you got a chapter 12 called What I Believe. And Ernest Holmes says, first I believe that God is universal spirit, and by spirit I mean the life essence of all that is. That subtle and intelligent power which permeates all things and which in each individual is conscious mind. And perhaps the most powerful quote that stayed with me through the years. I took this years ago with Reverend Judy. And it really sung to me. It says, Ernest Holmes says, I believe in the religion of happiness and joy. Religion should be like the morning sun, sending forth its rays of light. It should be like the falling dew covering the land with fragrance and sweetness, like the cool of evening and the repose of night. It should be a spontaneous song of joy. I believe in the religion of happiness and joy. Wow, we don't teach that enough, happiness and joy. Another of life's great teachings that Ernest Holmes does, I talk a lot about, it's called affirmative prayer. So affirmative prayer is an affirmation, but it's also a confirmation, a declaration, and an affirmation. So the confirmation part is step 1 and 2. There is only one God, one creative power, and because I'm on this earth right now, I'm part of that. I have to be, or I wouldn't be alive. I'm here to be that essence. Confirmation, and once you confirm who you are, what you're connected to, then you can claim your affirmation. I know, I declare, I claim all the good that is mine. And then I release and let it go. And we negate it. It offers the opposite to all negative thinking. So when you want to do an affirmation, you want to think, okay, so I want to attract a relationship. But sometimes you just think, oh, I'm tired of being alone, tired of being alone. What's the opposite of that? I have lots of people in my life. So that's what an affirmation is. You take what your life is right now that you want to change and state the opposite, not what you want to change. Because Ernest Holmes also teaches so many different things And with this new year, I just can't even get it all out there, all the things that I learned. One of them was so comforting to me was there's no duality. There's only love and the absence of it. There's only peace and the absence of it. So the more you focus on the absence, you're not looking at the reality, the truth, instead of the absence. And Ernest Holmes does go on to say in Living the Science of Mind, false belief and superstition have gotten in the way of our understanding of divine truth. And that everything which is opposed to good is nothing more than an accumulation of human thought, a collective negative suggestion that we call the collective unconscious. And often, I talk about the collective consciousness being some negative thoughts are collective, especially in the world right now. What about it's not collective consciousness? Negativity is collective unconsciousness. Wake up and live it out loud. So when God is all there is, there's no duality. Duality is a symptom of error thinking. When we live in harmony, we live in unity. And that's the truth. So this week, I just invite you to look at God, Spirit, Source in a whole new way. Pay attention to the small moments that make you laugh. Look at the world through curiosity and track it back to the first cause. This light, where'd that come from? Well, there's lots of parts and it needed the battery. But first it was an idea in somebody's mind. First it was a concept that we can't be burning candles all the time because they're dangerous sometimes. So where did that concept come from? That concept came from the thought of divine God. So everything that you look at, if you just stop for a minute and think, wow, trace that back through all the things of, especially food. Where did that come from? And all the people and places and soils and farmers and seeds and sunshine and water. Man, you can trace that back to God pretty quickly. And also notice those moments you feel connected to Source. You feel total oneness. Those light moments of peace. Sometimes it's reading a passage, doing a meditation, falling asleep, waking up at 9 o'clock, Carm. Sometimes you just fall asleep in a meditation. It could be watching a sunrise or a sunset. I just ask you this year to just be in awareness of all the beauty in the world. Just notice where God is in your life right now. Pema Chodron says, one can appreciate and celebrate each moment. There's nothing more sacred, there's nothing more vast or absolute. In fact, there's nothing more than a moment. And maybe walk in nature this week. If you can't get out and walk in nature, maybe you have an animal you can see God in. Yeah, plant. And also practice seeing past your past experience into the essence and the source of your being. As you prepare for the burning bowl next week with Reverend Judy, I ask you, and I do a lot in a lot of my classes, what is God's highest vision for your life? What is the concept of your highest potential in this life? And now that you know what that is, what do you need to release in order to embrace that? And what do you need to embrace? Just keep those in mind, because I guarantee what you think you're capable of, our Creator thinks you're capable of that times 1,000. I know that's a lot of thinking back. And another thing that I thought about, what if we gave last year one name? What would you give last year's experiences? One name. For me, it would be transitional. And so what do you want to call this year? Give it one name. Haley, what do you call last year and this year? A new year. I want to live in her life. Thank you. Oh, that speaks to you, Lena. The best year was last year, and this year is maybe nothing more than a new year. Sometimes Reverend Judy did that. I had a great week, and I'll have more of the same, please. You just want more good. And I know that's a lot of seeding into the creative mind to think about, and just allow all those thoughts to germinate and grow. And if there's one thing you take home with you today, that would be great. What's God's highest vision? What would God look like if you were asked to draw it? Do you know somebody who's uncomfortable? Yes. What would you draw if God? Yeah, I think I have one of you drew. What would you draw? If you drew a picture. A sun? Maybe I'm going to look, see if that is yours. What time is it? Do we have 5 minutes? Does anybody want to tell me what their picture of God would look like? What would it be? Oh, Dale.
Actually, I had an experience when I was in a very dark time in my life, when I asked God for confirmation, spirit, for something, to let me know that my beliefs were working. And the room filled with pure white light, bright, bright light. So some people call that a sun, but it was very light, bright light. Very dark, otherwise dark.
Yeah, that's spiritual essence, eh? And you can't even give it a name. Lena.
Whenever I ask you that same thing, I always vision it's like glitter, but when it comes down and touches me, I'm filled with goosebumps. And it's like,
Two.
and when I think about spirit within me, it's like this swirling gold glitter, and yeah, that's,
Nice.
and like I could be driving on the road and doing a treatment or prayer, and it's
Glitter.
like white glitter or goldish glitter. Yeah.
Beautiful. Anybody else want to share? David.
I was just gonna say, we all live here in the city. We never really get to see the sky for what it is. But where I'm working right now, it's at night, it's like dark. And I sat out there. I don't know, it just gives me the shivers when you sit there and look up at the sky.
At the galaxy.
And the sky is so, I can't even explain it. And you're sitting there thinking, well, how did all them stars get placed? And you're sitting there trying to figure out the different figures. But you can just feel the energy. And to me, it's just, maybe it's not nothing, but it's a marvel.
Yeah.
Sit there and look at the sky. I don't know. It just resonates in here because you feel the energy, and it's a great creation. Like,
Yeah.
I always wonder the creation of everybody. All the scientists think they know everything, but when you look up there and see how everything was placed,
That's at number
it
3.
had to be the greatest creation
Yeah.
to create all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then same with this world. You go into the oceans, there's things out there that are, it's just a marvel. So
Yeah.
that's
That is number 3. Examine your world with curiosity and track it back to its divine essence. Yes, sweetheart. Princess. Was it a little bit of your colors? And if anybody feels like drawing a picture of God and emailing it to me, I'd love to have that. Or if you see a picture. Carmen. Thank you, Carmen. Reverend Judy.
Well, this is really prosaic, but you start out to say what you would draw if you wanted to draw a picture of God. And this image jumped into my mind of a green traffic light. So that's going to be my
Yes.
symbol for this year. It's 365 days of glow.
Oh, yeah. Go. Oh. Ah, it's amazing how pieces fit into that whole. Like the light that Dale saw, and the stars that David saw, and the glitter that you saw, and the love that Carmen felt, and Reverend Judy summed it all up. Go get it. It's all out there. So please just join me in knowing with great gratitude I embrace my true essence, my divinity, and I know that I show up in the world as good, truth, allness, and oneness. I enter into 2023 with a renewed curiosity of my purpose and my passion. My life is unfolding in miraculous ways. I am in awe of the joy and love in my life. A life that is a concept of God. With a grateful heart, I release my words into the all-knowing mind of the divine, as it is already done. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. I am Reverend Joanne. Peace and love, Boruck. I am a concept of oneness and joy. And we have a great surprise today, because today, instead of singing I Love Myself when we get to it, Jane and Susan taught me about Old Lang Syne. So we're going to grab in a circle and do Old Lang Syne and hold hands. Jane's like, what? So I'd like to invite Donna, who's going to do our closing. Yeah.
So that you can put your offerings in there, your abundance in there. And there are also pre-authorized giving plans. They provide an easy way to contribute to the center. So there's sign-up forms. They're available for those interested. And donations can be made by mail as well. And here's Edith. Ta-da. And we're going to sing
God You Are.
God You Are. All right.
And it's by Daniel Naymod.
And I'm not playing this.
God, you are every fountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon.
Okay, let's read the closing affirmation, please. This day I know
that the perfection of spirit is active in my body and in the body of my affairs. I am well, wise, prosperous, and joyous. Anything unlike this truth gently falls away from my experience, leaving me free to love my life, and I do, and so it is.
Okay.
Are we doing all line time now?
Yep.
Okay, let's, come on up here, everybody. We're gonna move chairs. I'm gonna make a circle. And, thank you, Jane, for not, for, you know, just embracing what I just said. So we got to cross hands. We might have to move chairs. No, we need a big one. This is an experience. Okay, how we doing, girls? Oh, good,